And going back to the story on Pakistan, where disarray, chaos and crises continue on ground, we are joined by Amjad Ayub Mirza. He's a prominent author, human rights activist, who is currently joining us live from London. He's in fact living in exile in London, but he's originally the resident of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and a very famous human rights activist there. Thank you very much, Mr. Mirza, for joining us. Namaskar. Thank you.
For having me.
So to begin with, what is really happening now as far as the political instability is concerned and the claims made by the PTI and, you know, the whole claims and counter-claims and this race to grab power, do we get to see any stability maybe in next month or so? Where is this all adding up to? Fresh elections?
Well, that's a very good point, actually, because what is transpiring now not only seems that Pakistan is going to remain very unstable in the coming months, but also that the only way out of this quagmire of elections, which is being said to be heavily rigged, seems to be a rerun of another election. So I think in the coming days, we might see that the Election Commission will come up with some kind of solution, because otherwise this mandate, whoever has the mandate, apart from Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, doesn't hold any ground and doesn't have any credibility. So much so that the leader of the so-called majority party in these elections, which is Pakistan Muslim League and Nawaz, he has refused and declined to become Prime Minister, the candidate for Prime Minister in this, and he's put forward the name of his brother, because even his seats are said to be, you know, rigged, and given him the mandate instead of giving Yasmin Rashid in Lahore, who was contesting against Nawaz Sharif, and she won the election. And in the morning, they announced that Nawaz Sharif has won the election. Nawaz Sharif has lost the election, even in his in-laws, his daughter's in-laws constituency in Mansehra. So the majority seats have been won, obviously, by Imran Khan's party as independents. But they have held a massive press conference in a local hotel in Islamabad today, where each of the candidates of Imran Khan presented their case that they were made to lose the elections. Their constituencies.
But one thing is very clear, that this is a mockery of an electoral process. You would agree, wouldn't you? And the fact that the legitimacy of these elections, Amjad Saab, is sub judice. There is a petition in the court whether these elections will be declared null and void. I mean, we have to really see what court says.
Well, I think that elections, whether the courts decide that they are null and void or not, that's beside the point. The point is that the people of Pakistan are saying that these elections are null and void, and protests have already started today in Sindh.
Who is a popular leader, Amjad Saab, to your understanding, who, as we speak, represents truly the will of the people of Pakistan?
Well, currently it seems that it is Imran Khan who represents the will of the Pakistani people. Not mine, but the people of Pakistan. That's whom they have voted for.
Okay. Is this the political parties in Pakistan, do you think they this time around have failed to actually read the magnitude of the message delivered by the people of Pakistan, taking the Pakistani electorate too much for granted, and finally it's going to be a big mess, which it is, and world is watching. Whether US comments on its transparency or not, does it really make a difference?
I think it does make a difference when America and the European Union and even FAFIN, who was conducting observational duties in Pakistan, all have raised questions on the legitimacy of this election result. It does make a difference, but the actual difference is now going to be made by the people of Pakistan, who are going to come out and protest tomorrow. All the big parties, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Jamaat-e-Islami, Maulana Fazlur Rahman's Jamiat-ul-Ulama-Islam, the GDA, all big parties are going to
No, they will
hit
come, but
road.
who calls the shots?
Sorry?
These protests will be suppressed.
Well, protests will be suppressed, but it depends. It might turn out that the more they try to suppress the protest, the more violent the protest might turn. You know, it could be a rerun of 9th of May plus. You know, there will be bloodshed, I think, if the government and the military try to confront, you see.
So is Pakistan, I mean, can we say there are the markings of the failed state there, or perhaps the failed state out there?
Pakistan is a failed state. It has been a failed state for at least a decade and a half now. It's just that they are plodding along because of Chinese loans and IMF loans. Pakistan is a lost case, actually. There is civil war going on in Balochistan. There is terrorist activities going on in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir, people have not been paid wages for a year. Pensions haven't been paid for a year. Gilgit Baltistan, the people of Gilgit Baltistan are on the roads. For the past 10 months, there have been massive civil disobedience movement in both occupied territories of Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. How are they going to handle this? Plus, they have to negotiate soon with IMF for the release of $6 million of IMF package. Who's going to talk to the IMF, or who the IMF is going to talk to? There is no government. And even if they form a government, there's no legitimacy.
Yes, absolutely. One final question. Are we now assessing or looking at radically new situation in Pakistan, given its history of uncertainty, government toppling, rigging, state-sponsored terrorism, and much more? In near future, do you think there could be some semblance of grace? There's something left in terms of restoring normalcy, or whatever bit of that is left? Because all these parties are claiming to be the popular ones, but that doesn't seem to be the case, really.
Well, you see, an unstable Pakistan is also bothersome for India. India does not want Pakistan to be unstable. It's a neighboring country. It's a major country with a serious territorial dispute with India. So India also wants a stable government. Modi ji once said that हमें ये समझ नहीं आती हम किससे बात करें.
Yes, Mr. Mirza, finally what I wanted to ask from you is, in near future, do you think there is any scope left to restore normalcy, the way things are going on ground politically, especially the political parties?
Well, the only way there can be some kind of normalcy is if there is a rerun of elections, or if those who have rigged the elections, they accept their failure and let the party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or Imran Khan, who form a government, who have legitimately won the elections. And the deep state has to step back if there has to be some kind of semblance of normalcy in Pakistan. And for that, I think the only way forward would be another general election.
All right, we'll see how it pans out, especially the 3-judge bench committee, of how the call the court really takes on these elections. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you joining us, Mr. Mirza from London. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And from Pakistan, moving on to some story coming in from Bangladesh, where Bangladesh has said it is coordinating its position with India as fighting intensifies.